Ask any parent, what's the hard part? Is it looking after their health care? Is it making sure that their education? No, it's just being with them on the floor while they be children. It's just, they read Clifford the Big Red Dog to you at a rate of 50 minutes a page, and you have to sit there and be horribly proud and bored at the same time. I hate Clifford the Big Red Dog. I hate him. There's 50 books about Clifford the Big Red Dog. 50 books. There's 7 books about Narnia that cover the birth and death of a nation and mice with swords and a lion who's a god. They did it in 7 books. 50 books about Clifford the Big Red Dog. And they all tell the exact same story. Look how big this dog is. That's it. That's it. Look how big this dog is. It's the whole book. Here's how big he was at the firehouse. Here's how big he was at Thanksgiving. You just drew him big. You just on purpose made him bigger than people. It should be, look how big I drew the dog in this book. Isn't that a mistake? There's no story. Tell a story about Clifford. Make something happen where maybe he steps on a policeman and shatters his spine, and it's devastating to the community. He hangs on for 2 months and then dies. And there's a funeral with bagpipes and everybody's crying. And Clifford gets the death penalty, and there's a whole book about his appeal process and how he found Jesus, but everybody said it was bull. The cop's wife was like, I want that dog dead! And then he goes to the chair and they shave all his red fur off, and now he's Clifford the big pink dog. We put him on a big funny electric chair that the town got together and built. It's boring having kids. You gotta play kid games. You gotta play board games. Little kid board games where you and you go tick, 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 tick. You got a 6, honey. 1, 2, 3. It's just here. Just go here. It's just. Daddy, I'm learning. I know you're gonna grow up stupid because I'm bored. I can't take it. I'm bored more than I love you. I can't. Come on. My girls are 6 and 9 now. They're actually a really exciting age because they're learning to do some cool stuff. I play Monopoly with my kids. That's really fun. My 9-year-old, she can totally do Monopoly. The 6-year-old actually totally gets how the game works, but she's not emotionally developed enough to handle her inevitable loss in every game of Monopoly. Because a Monopoly loss is dark. It's heavy. It's not like when you lose at, Candyland. Oh, you got stuck in the fudgy thing, baby. Oh, well, you're in the gummy twirlios and you didn't get to win. But when she loses at Monopoly, I gotta look at her little face and I go, okay, so here's what's gonna happen now, okay? All your property, everything you have, all the railroads, your houses, all your money, that's mine now. Gotta give it all to me. No, give it to me. That's right. And no, you can't play anymore, see, because even though you're giving me all of that, it doesn't even touch how much you owe me. It doesn't even touch it. You're going down hard. It's really bad. All you've been working for all day, I'm gonna take it now, and I'm gonna use it to destroy your sister. I'm gonna ruin her. It's just mayhem on this board for her now. When you have kids, you also have to belong to kid and parent culture. You have to know a lot of parents and a lot of other kids. You have to hang out with other kids. Sometimes they're not even kids you know. Like when I go to parks with my kids, I play with them. I play with my kids. Some people don't do that. They just take their kids to the park so they don't have to talk to them. I'll be sitting at the park playing a fun game with my kids, and then there's this woman over in a bench, and she's got her phone, she's just staring at her phone. And her kid's like, Mommy, talk. Just leave me alone. And then the kid comes up to us, can I be in your family? It's creepy. One time I was at a swimming pool with my kids, a public pool. And I had my daughter, my 6-year-old, on my arm like this. She was like clamped on, and she's kicking. It was so much fun. And then she got off, and another random child just clamped on her. Blech! It's like a rat. Get off of me. But I love you. I don't know you, kid. Stop it. Some kids in my kids' class, I like some of those kids. Some of those kids are cool. They come over to my house, they play with I like them. Other kids I don't like. There's one kid in my daughter's class who I hate so much. With a grown-up, preoccupying hate. I'm 44, and I hate a 6-year-old. I mean, I hate him. I've thought about him 3 times since I came out here. That's how much I really hate this kid. I'm gonna tell you about him, and I have to make up a name because he's a real child who lives in this city, so I have to make up a name in order to tell the story about him. His name is just Zan the Puss. Let's just call him Zan the Puss. Fine. He's in my daughter's class. They're in 1st grade. And when we take our kids to class, there's a little procedure. You bring your kid to school, and they have their backpack and their jacket, and they go to their cubby, and they take it all off, and they put it in the cubby. Then they take their the homework folder and their lunchbox and put them in the bins. Those are their little responsibilities. You help them do it, so they'll blah, 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 blah. But Jazan the Puss... When he comes in, he doesn't do none of that. He just walks in and just sheds it all. He just... And his mom, his weak mom, picks it all up. I hate his mother. Because you hate a weak parent when you're a parent. Because it's like you're raising Hitler. Get in there. If our parent group in our class were a platoon of soldiers, she'd be the one that we'd put soap bars and socks and... She wouldn't make it. She just goes, I'm just doing a thing. I'll get it though, and then I'll put it all in the bins for him. And she puts it all away for him, which frees him up to punch other kids in the face. Because he's a horrible, violent child. One time I was at school, and I was volunteering at recess. And recess is a trip. If you've never been to recess, it's intense because it's like the universe. Because every natural chaotic energy is represented at recess. There's kids swirling around in these big roiling crazy things. There's one kid just spazzing out. Just some singularity kid, just a binary system of 2 kids holding hands and they're running and just clotheslining every child at a certain height. They're keeping a uniform height to the playground. So I'm watching recess, and I see Zan the Puss, and he's walking with this evil... This kid is like evil, stuck out of time. He's like... I always picture him in a gray fur coat with bones in it, and lots of rings from people that he killed, and just walking. And then I see my daughter, and she's standing there just by herself, and there's Jazan the Puss, and I know he's going for her. It was like an action movie thriller thing. Dun, 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 dun. And I think to myself, I gotta go there, and I gotta protect her. But then I thought, let him do a little something first. Let him do just a little something, because I want this kid in my life. I want a reason. So anyway, he goes for her, grabs her arm, starts twisting it. She goes, nah! I run over. I'm just knocking kids over. I run, grab him. And I look in his little face and I go, listen to me, Jazan the Puss. If you ever in your life touch her again. And as I'm doing this, I realize this is not cool that I'm doing this. This is totally inappropriate. It's really wrong. It's way over the top. It's too grown up. I mean, it's like he's a drug dealer in my building that I finally... This ends now or I will cut you. I don't care. And he just starts crying pitifully. And I just walked away from him. I just got away. And then all the teachers, everybody that gathers around, Jazan the Puss, what's wrong with you? And he's like... And he couldn't articulate it because he's not getting educated. I was there going, yeah, you could have told on me, but you're too stupid now, which is your own fault. Oh, I'm gonna love watching you grow up into nothing. Well, you gotta protect your kids. You gotta look after them. You gotta protect your kids.